What's up, movie crew? Welcome to the latest Let's Review. All right, as promised, I said I was going to do a spoiler review for Barbarian. So I'm warning everyone now, before I get into this, if you would like the spoiler-free review, there will be a link down below in a pinned comment, and somewhere up here, there will be a card where you can go and check for the spoiler-free review of Barbarian. All right, now that we've got that out of the way, okay, so I can finally talk about this a little bit more on here. You've got two characters that end up double booking in Airbnb, and Tess, the main character, doesn't fully trust Keith. And we as the audience are probably thinking the same thing because this is the same guy who played Pennywise. Gotta say, one of the things I enjoyed about this movie is the homage to Psycho. We think this guy can't be trusted. She even took a picture of his driver's license at one point to make sure this guy can be trusted. And then we see his head get bashed in. So, hey, there's the person that we thought was going to be the killer, and he's not. So I like that part. One of the other things I enjoyed is the tension. Like, the trailer we got is when they realize that they're double booked. And it pretty much just starts right there at the beginning. So we're pretty much feel, as the audience, if you've seen the trailer, you feel like you're pretty much already jumping into this. And because of that, that made this a little more exciting for me. As much as I love horror films, there's quite a few where the first 30 to 40 minutes is the build-up. And with some of these other slow burn movies, all but the last 5 minutes. So I loved that part. So I just want to mention that now. One of the other things I liked was, once I realized what they were doing when they switched over from Tess and Keith meeting the character that was later revealed as the mother, when they switched from that straight over to Justin Long's character, and he's just in his car singing a song, chilling, I was thinking, what the hell happened here? What does this have to do with anything? And then you see all how these stories end up interweaving. The interweaving was great. And then we also get the flashback with the killer and the actual father of the mother character, which I'm going to get to in a minute with one of my negatives. The thing I like about the scares was the score was tense enough throughout so that you didn't know, all right, there's a scare coming. It didn't rely heavily on just jump scares. So I like that as well. And the cast as a whole was great. This is the second thing I've seen Georgina Campbell in. I also saw her in Krypton. Everyone can watch that if you want, but it's got a cliffhanger ending and it's not coming back, so be warned. And this is the first thing I've seen of Justin Long in a while, and he killed it. He was doing great. And I also like the fact that they have a character that's pretty much supposed to be a douchebag, and you know he's a douchebag, but at the same time, you don't like outright hate him. Like, he was actually a well-written character, which is odd because you're supposed to straight up hate the douchebag characters. So, that is all of my positives. I couldn't really go into too many of the negatives because if I went into the negatives in the spoiler-free review, then it would give away good chunks of the movie. So, for starters, my biggest negative is the third act. Like, once Justin Long's character sees Tess and you find out that she's still alive, as creative as some of that stuff was, it was also very off the rails. And unfortunately, this is around the time where this movie, for the most part, was avoiding a lot of the typical horror cliches. And then it pretty much goes into all of them the last 20 minutes of this movie. Like, the cops not being worth a damn. Like, you're telling me that in Detroit, there were no cops whatsoever? And then when the homeless person saves AJ and Tess from the mother, and he's like, oh, I've been hiding here for 15 years and she ain't found me yet. Yeah, that the second that happened, you knew that he was gonna die. And the fact that not only did he end up dying, but she just like broke through, ripped his arm off, and beat him to death with his own arm. On one end, that was a funny scene and I was laughing. But for a logical scene, it was not. You're telling me that this whole time, she didn't do anything. So that threw me off a little bit. And throughout the movie, with Justin Long's character, AJ, they keep on making it seem like, all right, did he do this? Did he not do this? He seems like a jerk, but he also has reasons for doing some of the stuff he's doing. He seems like he genuinely cares. And then, poof, just pushes Tess off the water tower. Like, okay, I don't know if I needed closure on that particular plot or not, but now I pretty much am sure that he is a douchebag and he is guilty. And I get the wrong turn homages with the mother character, but at the same time, like, I'm not sure how I feel about the multiple times they've tried to kill this character. And the fall when she went to save Tess was a little weird. I do have a feeling that because of how they ended the movie, they are going off the possibility this might get franchised. My thoughts on that. I do not want a sequel. I don't think a sequel will be good. Could they do a sequel? I mean, the homeless guy kind of hinted that the killer was not just... wasn't just one child. It was multiple times. So yeah, they could probably have another character similar to the mother character for another movie. I don't think I'd want that. I honestly would probably want a prequel on the killer character for a lot of different reasons. One, how did he manage to get all that shit in his basement and underneath his basement with no one noticing? And two, what happened to all these bodies? Like, yeah, it does look like some shit happened down there, but at the same time, it's like, there's a lot of unanswered questions regarding what happened in that 40-year time span. I personally would rather have a prequel on his character than a sequel, because I feel like Tess's character arc is pretty much finished now that the mother character is supposedly dead. But at the same time, they could also even introduce another character like the mother. And I don't think I'd want that either. So as I said in my spoiler-free review, I gave this a 3 out of 5. After thinking about it and realizing it, I'm not going to give it a 4. I feel like a 4 is too generous. I am going to up it to a 3.5 out of 5. Because I can't say I ever thought I would be excited to see a movie that pays homage to Psycho and Wrong Turn. And there was a little bit of a Jeepers Creepers thing in there with Justin Long being in Jeepers Creepers. So, kudos to the director on that. And also, this was his first movie. So kudos on that as well. But that's going to do it for this one. If you were new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. You like what you see? Leave a thumbs up. Comment down below your favorite scenes from Barbarian if you've seen the movie. This is the spoiler review, so if you want to give some spoilers, go ahead. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you all for watching and tune in next time.